Alright, so we're into game 4 here. We've got Connor Britton playing Rescue the Princess Virtual. Casey Annis over here playing Raltier Operations. Casey's just going through and reading all of Connor's cards. I did the smart thing now. I have an earpiece listening to their game, so I can try to figure out what's going on a little better. I don't quite know how this goes, so I haven't played much Rescue the Princess since the new version came out. At least like the combo effect and the extra sight. But Casey has played even less. He's definitely asking Connor, do people stack cards? What does this do? So it should be interesting. I think typically, so when I was playing Rescue the Princess a lot, 2 years ago, I did not love the ROPS matchup, but Drew always told me that it was a pretty good matchup for the Rescue the Princess side, so I don't know. So Rescue the Princess starting Good Blaster, Restricted Deployment, Walkling, and your guess is as good as mine. Oh, Cell 2187 would make the most sense. ROPS starting Imperial Arrest Order, Insignificant Rebellion, and presumably Endor Shield, but I'm not sure. Can't see it. But maybe not, given that he just pulled Piet with Command. Oh, okay, he's pulling multiple Admirals. I'm glad you noticed that I've been switching hats. I have 2 more left. It's fine. There was a Were You Looking For Me to pull C3PO Virtual. Cold Feet to play a shield here for Casey. And Connor playing a shield naturally, so both players with their grabber shields. Alright, so Casey looking for a site here with his objective. Also getting a docking bay. I'm going to turn down their sound. I could get distracted otherwise just listening to them talk. What would I be playing this weekend if I was there? I did not test with this in mind. I probably would have gone in wanting to play CCT for dark, and probably some kind of mains for light. I've been playing a Let the Wookiee Win Anakin's Hut start thing. That seems pretty fun. Probably those. Casey coming down with Piet and Desane to the docking bay. Don't know if he pulled Desane with Piet or not. And then ends his turn. Connor here taking his first turn. So 2 force for C3PO. And then just draws. So very efficient turn here for Connor. Pay 2 for 3PO, draw. Yeah, there's a couple CCTs here. I think it was like 3 or something, but everybody's pretty spread out on what the decks are for Darkside. I mean, I thought CCT would be the most played. I think I wrote up like CCT and Thrawn would have been the most played. There were 0 Revenge Dooku, which is surprising to me. I figured there would be at least 1. I don't think there's any Shadow Collective either, which also feels weird. But those were the decks I was considering, so maybe I'm wrong. Connor also played a Coida Mercenary here to grab Chewie Protector. Casey doing all kinds of things here during his control/deploy phase. Looks like he's going to deploy Ariadu. He's going to pull Personal Shuttle to his hand with Desane. Desane, whoever you want to call him. Going to pull the Street and the Docking Bay also. Yeah, I'm also surprised. I don't think there was any WAP played at all either, right? Where are we? We're out here. Deck breakdowns. Yeah, 0 WAP also is incredibly surprising to me. I would figure with the change to Maul, a lot more people would think about playing WAP, but literally 0, so I don't know. Looks like Casey deployed Emperor's Shuttle. That looks like the Emperor on there, and then moves Piet and Desane to the docking bay. Now, that's interesting, right? So, like, maybe this is Casey's unfamiliarity with the decks, but, like, I think Rescue the Princess has a ton of beatdown potential. Like, you can drop Luke Maul to that docking bay. Luke and Han to that docking bay. Maybe you have Don't Get Cocky. You can just do, like, a bunch of damage, potentially. Alright, so Connor looking for something that he didn't find. He pulled a stolen Stormtrooper blaster out of there, I think. Looked for a sight, didn't find it. Casey grabbing a Coward Shield. More Death Star locations coming out. That looks like the control room. Three Force for Han there. Freeze Leia. Casey's going to stack cards on Power Loss. Leia got a gun, Han got a gun. Chewie goes to Leia's sight. And everybody consolidates at the central core. So that's Han with a stolen Stormtrooper blaster rifle. That's Leia with Leia's blaster rifle. That's Chewbacca Protector, and that's C-3PO Virtual. And then Connor just drawing cards. It's interesting he came down with Han Chewie as his freer. We saw when he went through his deck, I don't know if you saw, but there was a bunch of R2 and Red 5 in there. So that Luke that he's playing also doubles as a space threat. It'll be interesting to see if he gets to space at all this game. So Casey draining for a 1-on-1. Connor losing Were You Looking For Me and a Luke off the top. Casey trying to grab a shuttle during control phase. Probably going to pull a sight during deploy phase. Looks like no shuttle. But here comes the fourth ROPS site. That's the city. That is Grand Admiral Thrawn V, and that is at the Prefect's office. And he is a leader, so he'll get to do the bonus power forfeit. Down comes great question who that is. That looks like the Grand Inquisitor. And Erica V. I don't know if it's the Grand Inquisitor, though. I can't tell quite what it is. But Erica V, also that'll flip Casey. All right, so Connor's got an interesting turn here. He's facing down drains of 6 total. Connor's going to ping one with 3PO. He's going to ping one with the blaster effect. Connor spends 3 to drain for 0. Does that Leia not add to drains anymore? I don't know what that Leia actually does. Prisoner V. Force drains +1 where you have a rebel stormtrooper. Leia may not modify force drains. Okay, that's what it is. So because power loss is still on the table, he doesn't get the drain +1 from Prisoner 2187 virtual. So it is a drain of 1 normally, but ROPS is flipped, so it's a drain of 0. But it still gets rid of a card off of power loss. In case you're reading over everything, just making sure he has all the ins and outs of RTPV. So it looks like after 3 games, Greg Shaw was undefeated, Matt Wadden was undefeated, Joe Olson undefeated. And those are our 3 undefeateds. So that is R2D2V, that is Luke, Rebellion's Hope, and Luke's Blaster Pistol. And that'll be the end of Connor's turn. So this is going to be, it's going to be a race, right? And I think ROPS wins that race because of the drain -1. So it'll be interesting to see what other pieces Connor has that he can use to disrupt. Casey activating here on his turn. He's going to drain for 6 total. Connor losing a Nabrin, Sabotage, Slight Weapons Malfunction V. I can handle that, or I can handle this myself. Another Slight Weapons Malfunction. And Hera. Casey looking for a shuttle and finding it this time. So it's Vader's shuttle. Casey checking on Luke here. Luke's kind of a powerhouse, right? He gets to add a destiny to power. Well, he's got a gun. He draws a destiny himself. He cancels immunity when you shoot people. Well, shoots at +2, makes forfeit 0. There's Tarkin, Virtual, and Ozzel coming down. Both white border, interestingly enough. Seen a lot of white border Tarkins today for some reason. And Casey going to battle there. Adds Destiny with Tarkin. Looks like Ascension Guns for Connor. Luke's going to shoot Tarkin. And he is hit, forfeit 0, loses all immunity. Connor going to play Mess to make Tarkin lost. Connor also going to add a Destiny with Slight Weapons Malfunction and adds Destiny to Power. So his Destiny to Power is a 5. And then Casey draws a 6 for Destiny, which becomes a 10. Draws a 3 and a 4 for Destiny. So things are happening. So power loss just finished because Connor won a battle on the Death Star. Connor has to lose R2-D2 and Luke. And Connor can lose a force here to send Luke's gun used. But will not. So Luke's gun goes lost, along with Luke. Alright, so that'll end Casey's turn. Looks like he drew a couple cards. Connor draining for 3, so maybe that's not Leia virtual. Oh, I guess power. That's on the site, I think. Central core, light side. You drain +1. Okay. Yeah, so drain for 3. ROPS reduces it by 1. It's a 2. ping one with Good Blaster and ping one with C3PO. So Connor looking for a site here, just going through his deck, see what's in there. Connor looking a little low already. Taking a couple damage from that battle. A couple drains now. Got a bunch of cards on table. Here comes the 2/2 site. 5 force for probably EPPOB. Yep, EPPOB. That's what, Hangar 327? Is that what that site is? Yeah. Obi-Wan alone there is immune to attrition. So Walkling gonna go out of play. Pay one to retrieve one, gets Luke back. Han is gonna move with Leia. Or excuse me, with Obi. And Connor gonna draw a couple cards. Casey had an Imperial Command to get General Veers. Alright, so Rescue is flipped. Sorry, I got distracted by them talking. Yeah, so Casey's going to have to pay one for each of his force drains now. So he's going to cost him 5, but he's going to make Connor lose 6. And he was asking about drains. So Connor has drains of, if it wasn't ROPS, it would be 2 and 3 set up. But because it's ROPS, it's going to be 1 and 2. And also pings of 1 and 1. So Casey draining here. Connor losing Merc Armor. An Odin Neslor. An Obi with Saber. An R2 off the top. Padme off the top. And an R2 from hand. Casey paying some force. Tarkin comes down, presumably swapped when he drew Destiny last battle. Veers comes down along with Tarkin. And the Magistrate comes down as well. Casey checking his destinies to see what's going on in there. I can't see him. Apparently it's a 3, a 1, and a 4 in there. I don't know if I like this for Casey. It's weird because, like, Leia's gun is kind of a bear to deal with because Leia's gun's going to shoot somebody lost. And then Destiny's going to make somebody lost. And then you have an opportunity as Connor to beat up on one guy. Connor also played an Ascension gun, so he took a card in the hand and put a card on top. Okay, but that's how he's going to deal with it. So he's got Ceasefire. So he does battle and ceasefires. Casey loses 2. Connor's going to grab it. So I like that a lot better with the ceasefire. Connor's going to take Obi-Wan and put him out of play to cancel the battle. That's a once per game text on the Objective 7 side that he can do. Let's put Obi out of play from anywhere to cancel the battle anywhere on the Death Star. Alright, so Casey finishes his turn there. Connor's turn now. Activating. Figuring out how many to save. Pinging 2 with 3PO and Good Blaster, respectively. So here comes Sorry About the Mess, firing Leia's gun at Tarkin. So Tarkin's getting messed. Blaster hit a character, so Casey has to lose a force in addition to that. Connor's going to pay 3 to drain for 2. So it looks like Connor has 18 in Life Force and 4 in hand. Casey has 15 in Life Force and 3 in hand. So slight Slight lean for Connor here based on that. Connor looking for things but not finding them. He's got 5-5-4-4. Yeah, Connor is facing down a loss of 6 next turn. Assuming Casey wants to pay the 5 to drain it all 5 places. I don't know if Casey's retrieving with Erica either. Luke's been gone for a while. There is Ray with lightsaber. So theoretically, you can shoot Magistrate because everything hits, and then swing at Ozzel, or Veers rather. So we're going to shoot at Magistrate. Draws 4. 4 is going to hit her. She's going to go lost. Oh. Casey's going to have to lose 1. Casey puts Decree out of play so he can draw Destiny. Yeah, the shuttle's at a Raidu, but the flip side of Rescue the Princess says you have to pay 1 force per force drain. So Ray here is going to swing at Veers and hit him. Connor retrieved 1. Connor draws a 5. Casey draws, it sounded like a 4, because I think he said 8, so... Yeah, 8 would be a bad time. Maybe it's Ray and Chewie, and you keep 3PO and you move Han back over. I'm not sure it's 8, though. I didn't see what the number was. So Casey has no Gick. It was an 8, so it's 21-11. So Casey's going to have to lose 10. And I heard a good game. So Connor's going to win with Rescue the Princess V here. Move to 3-1 now, I think he is. Let's see. Yeah, I think 3-1. 3-1 for Connor, 2-2 for Casey. I think 1, 2-1, yeah. But yeah, so Connor 3-1, Casey 2-2. I'm gonna step away for a couple minutes. We'll see when the next game starts. This one went, about 40 minutes, so probably another 20 minutes or so. So let's call it, I'll come back at 7 o'clock Eastern time. I'll come back on and we'll check what's going on. So I'll see you guys then.